Last time, we talked about the Master Sword, this legendary blade powered by courage, inner strength, and all that is noble. It's the kind of weapon destined for heroes and chosen ones. But today, we're tossing the fairy tales aside. No more enchanted relics or holy swords. We're stepping into the arena, the one where you don't earn your power by pulling a sword from a stone, but by destroying enemies with your bare hands. Because sometimes, the most terrifying power doesn't come from ancient weaponry or divine blessing. It comes from something primal, something savage. Fists. And no one in video game history has weaponized their fists like Akuma. He's not just a fighter, he's a force of nature, a master of forbidden martial arts, a shadow lurking in every arcade. He's the fighter who doesn't wait his turn. He obliterates the final boss and then turns to you with one goal: to see if you're even worth his time. He's not just a challenge, he's the challenge. The wall that separates the good from the legendary. This is more than just a character. This is a storm of fists, a nightmare wrapped in discipline, a legend carved into the very DNA of fighting games. This is Akuma. My name is Wrathcore, and today we're diving headfirst into the legacy of why Akuma's fists are so iconic. Alright, let's rewind the clock. It's the early 1990s. Capcom has taken the world by storm with Street Fighter 2. Arcades are booming, combos are becoming part of the competitive language, and fans are hungry for more. Then came Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and something changed. Players discovered a secret boss, a character that didn't just fight you, he annihilated you. He interrupted the final fight with M. Bison, effortlessly took him out, and stared you down. His name was Akuma. And from the very first frame, he made one thing clear. This was no ordinary fighter. He was fast, he was brutal, and he was utterly relentless. To unlock him, you had to meet specific conditions. And if you did, instead of fighting M. Bison, Akuma would jump in, kill M. Bison instantly, and take his place. It was shocking, it was definitely unforgettable, and it was a moment that changed fighting games forever. Players who faced Akuma in arcades weren't just given a final boss, they were given a challenge, a statement that said, "You haven't mastered this game just yet." Akuma wasn't just powerful. He was built to terrify. He broke the rules. He wasn't balanced. He wasn't fair. And that's exactly why people remembered him. His moves were faster. His Shoryuken had more invincibility. His fireballs hit harder. And his most iconic move, the Shongoku Satsu, or Raging Demon, instantly burned itself into gaming history. It's executed with a specific input. Akuma dashes forward. The screen goes black. A flurry of hits unseen by the player, and then silence. The kanji for heaven appears, and your character collapses. This wasn't just a super move, it was a statement. You weren't fighting to win, you were fighting to survive. It became the gold standard of what a boss should be in a fighting game. And even though he wasn't playable in most versions, players started obsessing over him. What was his story? What drove him? The answers wouldn't fully arrive until the Alpha series.
Street Fighter Alpha.
To truly understand why Akuma's fists are iconic, we have to go beyond gameplay. We must look into the ancient scrolls and explore the origins of Akuma. Akuma, known as Goki at this point, had a brother named Goken, who both trained under the same master. Their master, Gotetsu, taught them Ansatsuken, a martial art designed not to just defeat opponents, but to kill them. While Goken sought balance and peace, Goki embraced destruction. He gave in to the dark energy known as the Satsui no Hado, an ancient deadly force that turns one's fighting spirit into a murderous weapon. Gotetsu, seeing that Goki was slipping into the darkness, banished him into exile before completing his training. Goki, now exiled, embraced the Satsui no Hado and was determined to master it in the pursuit of becoming stronger. It is said that those who master the Satsui no Hado lose their humanity. Goki didn't run from that fate, he welcomed it. After doing so, he returned to kill his master in a duel to the death. The reason was to prove he was the strongest and the true successor to the Ansatsuken technique. While Gotetsu believed that by killing Goki he would set his soul free from the demonic intent, Goki on the other hand was determined to claim the title of master by killing his own master. In this legendary duel, Gotetsu falls to his pupil Goki, defeated by the ultimate expression of the Dark Hado, the Shun Goku Satsu, a devastating technique that is said to destroy the opponent and ending Gotetsu's life. After this victory, Goki claims his master's prayer beads and wears them around his neck, claiming the title of master. He then abandoned his name, he abandoned society, and abandoned all weakness. He became a vessel of pure martial power, thus becoming the legendary warrior known as Akuma. When a character becomes iconic, it's rarely by accident. Every frame, every sound effect, every animation is part of a larger conversation, a dialogue between the player and the game's design philosophy. Akuma is that philosophy, taken to its most extreme form. He's not just another Shoto, he's a deliberate escalation, a character designed to embody risk, reward, and total domination. And it starts with his visual language. Akuma's stance is tight, aggressive. His movement is sharp, purposeful. His back is hunched like a predator, and every idle animation radiates tension. There's no wasted motion, no flourish, just power waiting to be unleashed. His attacks are heavier, his fireballs are faster. His teleport isn't flashy, it's functional. Everything about Akuma's toolkit communicates one thing: he is here to end you. Then there's the sound design. His fireballs sound like they're tearing through the air. The Raging Demon isn't just a move, it's a ritual. When you hear that whisper, that low rumble, your palm starts to sweat. Even before the screen goes dark, you know what's coming. You're not just about to take damage, you're about to be judged. The narrative and mechanics reinforce each other. Akuma embraces the Satsui no Hado, a forbidden energy that turns fighting spirit into killing intent. That's not just lore, that's gameplay. He sacrifices health for power. He demands commitment. A player who picks Akuma is making a statement. I don't need defense, I am the offense. This is where the player fantasy kicks in. When you play Akuma, you're not just choosing a high-tier character, you're embracing a mindset. You're stepping into the role of the villain who trains harder, hits faster, and never stops. You're saying, I will either destroy you or go down swinging. It's a psychological weapon. His presence alone alters how opponents play. They turtle up, they panic, they hesitate because they know one mistake and it's over. That's the brilliance of Akuma's design. It's not about spectacle, it's about pressure. It's about creating a character who forces players to play at their absolute limit and punishes them the moment they fall short. With every punch, every kick, every Gohado, all of it serves the same purpose: to communicate who Akuma is. A force of will, a demon forged by discipline, and a reminder that true power doesn't need armor, swords, or destiny. Sometimes, all it takes is a fist.
何者じゃ。
我は剣を極めし者なり。
Akuma's fists didn't stay in Street Fighter. He invaded other universes. Capcom vs SNK, X-Men vs Street Fighter, Asura's Wrath, Monster Hunter Rise, and most notably, Tekken 7. In Tekken, Akuma brought his entire kit. Hadoukens, Demon Flips, EX Cancels, his Super Meter. Yes, Akuma showed up in a 3D fighter and said, "I'm keeping my Street Fighter tools. Y'all can adjust." And yet, it worked. He wasn't just a gimmick. He became part of the meta. He could juggle, he could pressure, he could definitely devastate. Akuma didn't adapt to Tekken. Tekken adapted to him. But his crossover dominance didn't stop there. In Monster Hunter Rise, Akuma made one of his most surprising appearances yet. Not as a fighter, but as a hunter. Capcom released a special layered armor set that let players transform into Akuma. The animations, the stance, the idle breathing, everything was straight from Street Fighter, but it didn't stop at cosmetics. With the right weapon, your hunter would throw actual Hadoukens and Shoryukens, complete with motion trails and iconic sound effects. It was utterly ridiculous, but in the best way possible. You weren't just slaying monsters, you were folding them with your fists. And now, he's coming back. With Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom has officially confirmed another Akuma collaboration. Details are still under wraps, but one thing is certain. The Master of the Fist isn't done hunting. These crossovers aren't just fan service. They're a testament to Akuma's iconic status. Whether he's taken on Tekken gods or Elder Dragons, he never loses what makes him Akuma. The stance, the discipline, the sheer presence. He transcends genre. He bends mechanics around his will, and no matter where he shows up, he dominates. That's not just a crossover, that's a legacy.
Fists with ambitions so great, they seek to soar beyond the very heavens.
There's a reason Akuma resonates with so many players. His fists aren't just weapons, they're a philosophy. He represents determination, perfection, and discipline pushed beyond reason. He sacrificed everything for power, not for glory, not for wealth, not even for revenge, just for pure strength. He seeks the ultimate battle, a true test. He trains, he waits, and he watches. Because for Akuma, there is no greater purpose than to fight at the highest level. And his fists are the proof of that devotion. Every punch is a prayer, every combo a sermon. He is the embodiment of the warrior's path. And in that, we see something more than just a video game character. We see a legend.
Our style was originally used for killing. The wish to become the strongest of all. You must never let such a desire rule you, or allow the dark Hado into your fists. One possessed of an evil spirit will fight out of pride until his dying day, and most likely fight to kill. Just like Akuma, who took up the dark Hado, and whose hands are dark with the blood of his own master, Gotetsu.
So what makes Akuma's fist so iconic? It's not just the moves, not just the power, not even the tournaments. It's the legacy. From his secret debut to his dominance in competitive scene. From the lore that surrounds him to the players that master him. Akuma's fists have stood the test of time. They are feared, they are respected, and most of all, they are legendary. And they remind us that sometimes in a world filled with swords, spells, and sci-fi weapons, a punch can be the most powerful thing of all. And that's why Akuma's fists are so iconic. Thanks for watching.
Become the demon. I am the true master of the fist.